do midnight shift. Guys, the good thing this morning they take a nice decent shower, you see? Cause your girl still up. The eye burn me. Burn me. Wagwan family, wagwan, wagwan. Man, there's so much. Yo, bless up, man. Bless up to everybody. Bless up, man. So, your girl that here, so this is what I did to get my son to finish up his work. So, what I'm doing now is the work that have to be read and understand. I am doing that myself. Because he have to go to bed, time going, but all his assignment is completed by him. Yes. I make sure his assignment was completed by him. You see what I'm saying? So now I don't have to worry about that part. So wagwan family. The girl lay about me. I burn me, man. I guess when you wear false lashes, it gives some eye irritation. And then, all of my phone them did it because there today, me I watch up some videos and me I comment, 'cause, me have to catch up on something. As a single person, you have a lot, especially when you do homeschool, it's a lot. You know what I mean? You just come in and it's a lot. So me I catch up on everything, same way, and I make sure it's my son straight. Cause them are my price, boy. Till they tell me some mama, I burn me some. He tell me some mama, um, you are you're my best teacher. So why would you say that? He said, Mama, you're my best teacher. I'm like, oh. I felt good, knowing that my son say I'm his best teacher. Because I'm hard on him at the same time, but I try to make him understand. Because one thing with me, when it come to figure out things that like my child understand, not without the hiccups, which is the truth. Sometimes, not all the time. But he understand. Now, boy, take up book and I read on his own. You know what I mean? I read on his own, I read now. I understand majority of the words that I see now. Or he's seen, just talking a Creole just now. But I have to give up, man. So I was just here watching out the rest of the videos so that I can explain things to him when he needs to be explained. You know what I mean? So So once you need to be explained, that's what I did. Just sort out the things them. So that's why I'm still here. Sitting at the table. He finished. We had to draw something. Guys, I can't even draw to save my life. I had to help him sketch out some stuff. And so they were as children who had lost their faith. They were perverse and crooked and rebellious against God. They did eat the bread of wickedness and drank the wine of violence. And they did evil in the eyes of the Lord. And the people cried, the graven image hath brought us joy. And they worshipped the golden calf and sacrificed unto it. So I'm here trying to read, finalize up the rest of work here, and just chill out a little bit. And then me there watch up some videos and stuff, and then come across the Vice Cartel is over here. I think he's in, where is he at? Oh, where is this Vice Cartel? I was just watching some videos too. Like while I'm doing this to just keep me occupied. And then where is he at? Where's this thing not clicking? So even in high school I use AI? Yes, they do. You get AI. So AI up and running, baby. No, no, no. What is this? Why it's not clicking? What is going on? Let's go right here, boss. I don't like this. Oh, this thing not clicking. Keishan RV, how you doing? Oop. I'm trying to click this AI mouse here. They give you. What's going on? How you doing? Finished reading up some AI homework for my son here and stuff. He finished his assignment already. I'm just doing the reading. And he have a social study called Goods in the Community. Goods in the Home, School, and Community. He did his assignment already because that due by 11. So he did all of that already. But I'm just reading the worksheet now. But the worksheet have a puzzle here. Yeah, man. Bless up, bless up. I don't know why this thing, Lord. I don't know how to move it. You don't give me no option. And then we have one more thing on it here. So I was helping him to make sure he finalize that. And then when you're done, submit. Okay. How can you get remove this? You don't sure. So how you doing? You bless up, man. How you doing? How you doing? This one thing went over here, and I don't know how it went over here. Okay, jog to search. Okay, I'm trying. That's drag to search. I just learned something new. Actually on the baby computer too. And I drag to search and it give me a drop down bar. I don't know. This eye is irritable. I don't know. Copy as an image. No, I don't want to copy that. I want to put this over here. That's all I want to do is put stuff over there. Because you can't submit until you're finished. What? AI overlook? The schoolwork that I'm doing for my son, they just put some icon over the side and tell about teachers is a possessive form of teacher, indicating that something belongs to a single teacher. That's what AI tell me just now. They just I'm doing good, my sister. Yes, one blessing, but AI have me over here laughing. For example, teacher's desk means the desk that belongs to one teacher. If referring to the possessions of multiple teachers, AI is helping us out here. It don't mean nothing, no harm. I'm just laughing. That's the way I interpret it. Okay, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted, oh Lord, I don't know what I did to my son work. All right, oh, I can close the box. Oh, okay. Oop. Live and you learn, baby. You live and you learn with this AI thing here. AI schoolwork. Can you believe it? So after I had that nice, beautiful dinner, I sat down here and now I had one work. Okay, reset. Oh, I can reset it. Oh, good. I just scroll down and realized I could reset it. So let me, okay. Yes, I'm not gonna do that. All right, good. All right. So me set it back. Me reset it. Okay, so this time everything is copper set. All right. All right. I reset it, family. So I got it. I got it. Let me see now. I had to reset it to get it. Yes. Okay. Hey, I in a business. Hey, I up in a business, family. So me I watch our cartel a shell on the place over that was a couple of the people them who showcases and watch how he shell on the place. The big up vibes cartel, goods all around me. I hate this AI homework. I don't know why they give the kids so much work. There's no way they think kids gonna sit down at 6 years old, do all this work on their own. These schools nowadays, I'm telling you, they just make parents' job difficult. And they keep packing on more work. Once you keep each child finish the content, they don't need to give them a bunch of stuff. Plus, they already been on the computer 5 days a week. Uh, I like the fact that you have homework and you do it. But at the same time, sometimes when the child don't get to do that work done, they lack the homework, but it's a lot. If I have to go through 1 day homework and show you guys, like, what? What age is that? I can't even recall at 6 years old doing all these things. No, never. So you see, by the time they reach a certain age, the kids then burn out too much. They don't have nothing, they spread out. They butter me. When the kids burn out at a certain age now, and the age that they need to be performing, they're not performing because they burn out, they're frustrated, they hate homework, they hate everything already, because of all these things that they just shove onto them from early. And is even, I'm telling you, and then they burn out, and then you wonder why they burn out, why they can't perform, why they can't. This kids exhausted, you know. And then look who sit down and do reading all this stuff for them. Poor child. What can that poor child sit down and read in social studies? They're giving them assignments or so, and they give them a whole drawn of things they give them in there just to read. Even though they're short templates, when I mean short, they're short for me as an adult, but from a kid standpoint, no, they're not. It's good to pack them with a bunch of resources, but you gotta consider their age. Even though homeschool is beautiful because you can get to go in and help your child and master the art, master the craft, but you still gotta take into consideration who is learning. You see what I'm saying? You have to ask yourself the question: who is learning? Is it your child learning or is you? So think about even if you're on the go and you don't have that much time, because most people they on the go same way, but at the same time they have to still meet the demands of the child deadline to for schoolwork to go in and everything. Who is learning? Majority of the time, who's learning in that essence? You know. So I'm writing his name right here. He did the assignment already, but this is just the worksheet where they had to read it or so. But because I had a good thing, I had did principle of business when I was in school, so I had some knowledge of that, so I was able to help him with his assignment. Which in the assignment was not hard either, but I was able to use that basic knowledge there to help him. So now I'm doing the reading section of it. And if he have maybe one activity that he didn't do or so, now I'm able to just fill that void in because his assignment is already done by him. So I'm saying, so good thing I do it. And that's why your experience is so good to dap into this year. You just to have a basic knowledge, you don't have to have no extravagant, nothing. You just want the basic. It's like knowing what is this word, and so that when your child asks, then you can have an answer. You know, thanks to our beautiful friend AI. But it's just good. So it's a good thing. That's just one thing there when you're doing this now, in the social study part right there. The business knowledge come in handy now. You know. Especially when you just start doing principle of business, the first part being the basic foundation, like the goods and the service and blah 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 and all these little things. That's what they basically doing here at 6, 8, 6. you know so by the time he grow older, he will be able to do good. Like this evening he told me, he said, "Mom," looking at the time, he said, "Mom, you're my best teacher." I said, "Why you say that?" And he told me, he said, "You make me understand. You explain this stuff to me, for me to understand. And trust me, if you don't understand one way, I'm doing it the other way. Just like maths, they say in some part of maths, the order of operation doesn't matter. I think that was called the distribution properties, where you could add, when you have subtraction, you could add to get the answer, or you could take away to get the answer, depending on what the reverse or the interchangeable was. And then you do the opposite. Same thing he was doing with the unknown today, which was multiplication and division. And I was able to help guide him with it. And he said, "Mom, you're good at math." He won't even know that he's not say good at math, but it's maths. I used to be a subject that I love in school. Yeah. So maths was the subject that I loved when I was in school. The only thing I couldn't stand in maths is when you get to the when I mean stand, I like maths overall. I like the challenge of maths because maths is about reasoning, about calculating stuff, about being practical, and about you know picture how you're gonna tackle this kind of problem. Maths is about solving the problem. Okay, you have to know how to do one on one to solve it, not just basic one on one. So, so that's it. So I'm thinking that when the shift comes through for me, I will be able to go pursue a career in being a mathematician and teach the younger level. Or I was thinking to create probably another platform just related to helping young children in different areas so they can see maths in different ways, so get love to be a lover of maths early, so they don't have to just think that this is only one way they can arrive at something, you know because maths here is not up where it needs to be. So, and that's one thing I really like with the homeschool. It kind of give me, as a mother, an insight as to how they do their maths here. Like today we did one of his maths, and the maths was talking about tangram, where you have different shapes into one shape, and then you can get multiple shape out of it. They call it the tangram, and that those shapes are called a triangle, the square, and the parallelogram. So, but at a young age, you just these things will make children feel like they overwhelmed with too much. And then think about the parents who didn't master the art of maths, or just certain things, or they didn't go to the level that their child is at, or something. You have to think about everybody when you're thinking about something. Yes, you could be advanced in one area, but what about somebody else who's not? How are they able to navigate their way through a lot of these little things here? Because a lot of things is like one-sided directions. It's like it just cater to a specific group. Sometimes when you see things are happening and you're looking back and you're like, is this catered to everybody, or is this catered to just one specific group, which is the advanced group? You know what I mean? And then the people who are down there had to. It's like you're losing your sight and you can barely see. You have to cipher it out. But the person who had a good eyesight can just go and grab something and grab it real quick. Yes, family. So that is what is up sometime, you know what I mean? So I am thinking, when the coin is flipped for me, in terms of my life, when it's flip around with that, I think I probably go do a course in maths. Hey princess, how are you? How you doing? Because they need maths teachers here. No doubt they need maths teachers. And they don't just need maths teachers. They need teachers who can teach the children to understand. Anybody can say one plus one. But you got to remember the difference, to understand. Not just teach because you can teach. Because everybody a teacher. We learned about teaching back in the olden days. Not so good. I hope whatever it is, we can calculate it out so we can get right back on track. We can calculate it out and see what's in the problem so we can decipher. Oh, May 7th. Make sure people, if you know how your real ID, go get your real ID. Because you can't go to a military base without it also. Flying and stuff like that, facility base and stuff like that. So you gotta get that up. So make sure you get that up, family. You have to have the star and your ID there. So make sure you check to make sure you have it on there. You know. Yes, because I am been trying to go to the doctor and the hospital, and they said I am dying. The hospital say you're dying. What you dying of? The dying because you want to go to the hospital, or you dying because you have a illness? But you gotta remember, God is your doctor too. You know, you gotta remember. We're just the server of Him. Oh, you have heart problem. So because you have a heart problem, you're dying, and there's no solution. They can't come up with a solution. Or you have high blood pressure, and they can tell you what to do or how to navigate your way. Do some tests, run some tests. Have they done all of those things? But just saying I'm dying, if God didn't come to you and speak to you and say, hey, you're dying, then you're not dying. You just are going to put God first. And anybody can tell you anything, but you gotta put God first. Once you put God first and you know Him for yourself, then if He ever called you, like I would tell him, I have this elderly friend, and one day he looked at me and he said to me, hey, if anything happened to me, I want you to keep myself. I said, did God send called you? I said, whenever time God call you, you let me know what's up. But if God have a call you, you just keep staying the way you are and keep doing what you need to do. Stay away from, if you have high blood pressure, which is hypertension as well, same thing. Stay away from salt and stuff, you know what I mean? And I don't know nothing much really about heart. So yeah, I would have to do some more research on that. I did studies on that, but I'm not a professional. But I can tell you, you keep praying up, never give up, never lose hope. You know, anything anybody can say to us, but it's what we believe is what we're gonna consume is gonna make it believable. You understand? And God can move mountains. So you gotta stay true to your God. You know, stay true to Him. Whosoever that is, you gotta stay true to Him. You know, and if God don't tell you you're dying, you ain't dying. You ain't dying, you still have life. If you have breath blowing in you every day, you get up and you see a breath blowing in you, God is the reason why you're here. You know, all of us. If we get up tomorrow, if I go to bed tonight and I wake up and I see tomorrow morning, God is my reason. You know, like recently I was having a private conversation with a close family member of mine, and they were saying something about something similar to what you were saying, and they said, anytime God call you, you let me know. I said, let me know any time when God call you, you let me know. And then seek out another opinion from another, you know, doctor or another hospital or something. You know, don't just take one person's or one doctor visit or anything, and because they say, because they're not God. No matter how much we get the ability to put the work out there and do what we gotta do and study for these things and know these things, everything still come from the universe. Yeah, the ability to think, the ability to know when something is not gonna be so wonderful, the result not gonna be so wonderful. You know, those things, those discerning spirit come directly from Him. You know, we don't just get up and have discerning spirit like that. You know, we have to be spiritually inclined. We staying prayed up and believe in Him. You know, when I was a kid, everybody tell me, oh, look how you're skinny, look how you're mager, you gonna die. They die, left me now. That person who said it to me die. Okay, they told me I'm gonna die when I was little. So she mager, telling my mom, you don't see how she mager. She gonna die. That person died, left me now. So we can't lean onto mankind, we gotta trust God. My mom never let they deter her. Because if it was some people, they probably throw me to the side of the street, yeah? But she never let that deter her. I hear my couple years well. Batting sixes. a couple sixties, eh? So God is the greatest. So put God first, everybody. I used to like when people tell me I can't do something, I used to just sit right there in front of them, not rude. Just sit right there and I say, yes, I can. Inside of me, I'm just whispering it out to you. But inside of me, when somebody tell me I can't, I say, yes, I can. I remember when I migrate living in Mandeville, and I tell people that, oh, I can do this, I can do that, and people say, look at you, look how skinny you are, you can't do nothing, you can't do this. Judgment already. And I say, okay, yes, I can. I say, hope when you see me, you don't have nothing to say to me. When you see the what you were saying and I prove you wrong, hope you don't say nothing. And trust me, they did say something after a while. And guess what? Because it was all up in their face. I was right on their TV every Sunday or every Saturday, whichever time it come. When news report come, I was up in there if they had a sports event there and I took part in there. I was right up in there. 95% of the time I was right up in there. And they come, oh look, come here. I didn't know you could run. I thought you were joking. So now I understand that sometimes it might not make no sense you say it. You just whisper to your God. Take it to prayer. They say take it to God in prayer. Whatever you're going through, He understands. He won't judge you. But we, human being, yeah, we are judged. We're judged just like we have lawyers, just like we have judge. Sometimes judge wrongfully because we're looking at the surface and judging somebody as if we are the one who give them the innate ability. Yeah, we just judge because we think we're knowledgeable, we're clever, we're more smart, we're more outspoken, we're more relevant, we're more lovable. We think we're more all this, all that, and so therefore we lead to judgment. But it's only on land, nowhere else. Because we only gonna have one judge by the end of the day. One judge. So I'm telling you, I'm a living proof of everybody tell me, oh, I'm gonna die. I can't do this. Oh, you can't do that. Up. So you can't believe everything people say because our mouth, from I was a child till now, I used to have this pastor in church and he said, our mouth is cut crossway. It make to say anything. And that was from I was a child. I heard that. He said, your mouth cut crossway, it make to say anything. That means anything can come out of this mouth at any minute without unknown, unexpected. So we have to stay true to who God put us here to be. And that's why we have to know what that purpose is. You know, I can't tell you anything, somebody can tell you anything, the world can tell you anything. But once you're in line with your God and know who He is for yourself, that's why they say read the Bible for ourselves and get closer to Him. He can direct our path. As I said, I was having a conversation with one of my family members recently, and I tell them, you let me know when God said call you. Talked to my mom the last time, she was telling me, oh, if something happened to me, this there, that there, blah, blah. I said, let me know it before God call you, let me know. Because God can move the rock that we can't. We will put the rock there telling you that you can't. But just remember, God can remove the rock that we're telling you that is there for you. Or you're going to die. Or you're going to sick. Or you're going to this, you're going to that. Those things, when you believe these things, that's what hurt you. Though. I'm not saying you must not be aware and be on the alert for anything in life. But once you're aware and all these things, just you get on your knees. Even when you were praying, still get on your knees. And whatever you need to cleanse, you cleanse. Whatever, He can restore us. Look at the lady at the well. Look at Lazarus. Look at the poor man. Look at all these things that He had restored. And they're all in the Bible. And that's why we have to get right with Him. Look at the lady that was on her cycle. And nobody didn't want to tread with her. But God did. So we just gotta know Him for ourselves. Anybody can preach to us, anybody can tell us this, anybody can tell we who their God is. I can tell you who my God is because I know what He had done for me. But at the same time, you have to know for yourself. Everybody, as an individual, have to know who God is for themselves. No matter how much somebody gonna preach to you, no matter how much somebody gonna talk to you, no matter how much somebody gonna try to do it, if you don't know Him for yourself, then you're gonna believe what the world is saying. You're gonna believe what this one person saying, and that's why it's good to do your research. Because then when you do your research, you can find somebody else can say, "All right, sister, we can go here and we can straighten things, we can cleanse things." Enjoy with Naomi. How are you? Greetings, greetings. How are you? So we have to know who He is for ourselves, no matter how much we out there. Even with children, when you're teaching children something in school, for example, if they can process it for themselves, they can understand where you're coming from. But if they can't put one and one together for themselves, they're not going to understand exactly what is it that you are asking them to do. So no matter how much you could talk, so poised, so elegant, you dot your I's, you cross your T's, and you don't miss no letters, you don't mispronounce, you also, it doesn't matter. You say, "I'm doing fine, good, good, blessings, blessings." So everything starts with us family, and that's sometimes the secret place of life is to be around Him, which is your Father. Be around Him. Sometimes you just have your little close off session, and you just have your one on one with Him. I told you a couple months ago I've been thinking about so many things, and I remember one day I just heard like the voices like was telling me it is time. It is time because my dad is really sick. My adopted mom is sick. When I mean sick, she getting old, she getting up in age. My mom is there. The difference between my adopted mom and my dad, they can travel, but my mom can't. You see the difference? So if I need my mom to come here tomorrow, all I had to do is just go online and go book her ticket so she can come. That's the big difference there. But what about the others who are ill? And I just heard the Lord just telling me, it is time. Because I'll be praying to Him every year, even when I make my New Year resolution. I'll be praying to Him and I ask Him for one thing. I say, give these people the health and strength, even the extension of their life that you probably have on them. Give it to them so I can get to go see them. And I know that they will come. Because, even as because even as children, even as adults, even as babies, sometimes people look at every one of us who are ahead of us within the stages and judge. But then in the end, who came out victorious? And then one thing we got to understand, that is a must. You ain't getting rid of that. That is a must. No matter how long we want to live till the day we sun burning us, that is a must. But one thing we can do before we go is to make it right. Make the choice to make it right, and that have nothing to do with me. My choice to make it right have to do with me. Your choice to make it right will have to do with you. You have to know what is your choice to make it right. You gotta know what you want to do. So our goals are there, our missions are there, our visions are there. They're clear enough. Sometimes it's like an overcast. You ever see when the rain about to fall? I say you say, "Oh, we having an overcast." Sometimes the place is so kind of dim, darkish like or so. Same thing with life. And what you have to do is find a solution to either turn on the light or just go to bed and chill and relax and just say a word of prayer and go to your bed, or go cook something and play a game. It's raining, nothing to do.
Adam Presendero is another who brought 3 boxes filled with confidential documents.
I've had friends that have had real issues before and identities taken and all of that stuff.
So what do you do outside of shred day?
I mean, this stuff sits in a box until the next one.
And once shredded,
I'm a happy camper for sure.
so the moral of the story is that when it comes to safely discarding confidential documents, always shred it.
Always shred.
In Troy.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm Faraz Javed, 7 News Detroit.
I guess I need to shred some things. I got so many things to shred. Alright, let me finish this. But I hope everybody is doing wonderful, and Princess, I hope you will feel better or so forth. But as mankind, I only can tell you that it's tough because when you go through your own personal journey of life or struggles of life, only you alone can understand and you're Jesus, you know. Because most time people ask you the bunch of questions to diagnose you, and sometimes you've been diagnosed with something wrong for the rest for your life, and then stress. Only to know in the end when you get a next opinion, or so you realize that you were diagnosed wrongfully or anything. But once you get opinions and so forth, then you're good to go. And one of those opinions is be connected with your God. We don't have to judge no one or anything. We just be connected with God. You know what I mean? Because He's giving us the ability to think. So until you look at a problem, or you're reading a letter, or you're reading an article, and you're like, you don't understand this, but if we just take a deep breath, calm our nerves down, relax, and try to figure things out, then you realize, oh, sometimes we figure it out after the frustration. But that's a part of life because we didn't calm down to figure it out. Like somebody give a bill under your door, like, who is this now? That's the first question, because you're like, what is this? Why is it not in your mailbox? Somebody push somebody, you're like, Lord have mercy. Those things are nerve wracking enough. So, and then sometimes you rock your nerves up for nothing because you didn't even open it to see what was it first. But your nerves is sky high rocket. You know. And then changing up your diet if you have hypertension or high blood pressure, same thing. Change up your diet. For me, when I had hypertension, doctor told me, "Oh, you can't go home." Oh, they told me when I had the baby and I went to 6 week clinic. They told me, "You cannot go home." And then they say you need to go to the hospital right away. Good thing I was just maybe about 5 to 6 minutes away from the hospital. But I had a C-section, so I had to be crawling. At this time, I was not driving. No, I wasn't driving. And they told me, call the ride so they can come and pick you up. But you cannot walk because you could be walking and drop on the ground. What did this girl do? I kept walking. I was downstairs and I'm like, it's not like I have a ride. So let me call the person who had my son and tell them to come and pick me back up because they were gonna come and pick me back up. But then I said that gonna take long. Because if you tell me my pressure is high and need emergency right away, if a time I'm gonna sit down here and wait for somebody to take another 10 to 15 minutes to get by me, I would have reached by the hospital already. What did this girl did? Walk. And there was a song come to my mind while I was walking. Cynthia Blackwell, how are you? Greetings, greetings, blessing. There was this song that came to my mind while I was walking to get up to the hospital. Anybody know um, downtown Detroit? Or you call it downtown area there by the Secretary of State. There's a Henry Ford building across from there, and I was just walking from down that side to go up to the hospital, which is not far from there. And doctor said, please don't walk. You could be a walking dead because my hypertension was sky high, skyrocket. And they said, how are you feeling? Because when they came to me, they were like, how are you feeling? Are you okay? I said, yes, I'm good. I'm laughing, I'm chilling and relaxing and just excited to get my 6 week checkup and see how everything is going, make sure my cut was healing. and everything.
a win at home on Thursday night.
Don't walk.
Extra time to
'Cause you could be
prepare
walking
will
and
be
drop.
beneficial for such a young team
I
that
was
hasn't
walking.
faced
I
a
walked
postseason
myself
in
straight up to the
6
hospital.
years. When you're locked into your seating, now
Straight up to the hospital. And when I made it up to the hospital, I called
all of our preparation,
the person who had my baby and said, "You're gonna have to come and keep this little one for me." Poor baby. But God bless their heart, man. All the good people, they bless you. God bless your heart. God bless your heart. I'm telling you. Walk up to the hospital, go check myself in, and told him that somebody's gonna come and pick the baby up. And it's a good thing I had to walk because I would have still down at the bottom there waiting for somebody to come and they didn't come on time either. Yeah, and I had 6 C-section. I walked right up there. And there was a song, but I can't remember. But all I'm gonna say, when you're going through your storm, he will put things in your way for you, for to guide you. That's why you gotta keep be connected with him. He say can't pay to walk in the in the D. It's so funny. Can't pay to walk in the D. I walk in the D. Trust me. I walk covered. I was well covered under the blood. And I walk right up there and check myself in. But there was this song. But sometimes in that moment, he will give you things to cover you until help can arrive. And that's why we gotta be connected to him. I can tell you how to connect to him. You gotta know how to connect to him. We all know what we're going through. We all know our sorrows. Yeah, he will. He said we'll talk to the. He said no to hell, no to the no. Oh my God. Oh, you're not walking. I'm sorry. I walk. I walk right up there. And I was pushing the poor little baby. That poor innocent baby wouldn't even know that mommy could be, as they say, I could be a walking dead. Yeah, I could just fall, drop and fall because I had preeclampsia. Yeah, and let me tell you something. I prayed before I left out that building. Because even when they told me that, I still had to get out the building after that. You know what I mean? So I had to pray. I get downstairs. I had to walk downstairs. I could jog down while I'm walking anyhow. So from getting out the building when they finished check me up and anything to go downstairs, I could still knock out. I could be saying hoo hoo bye silently, yeah. So let me tell you something. Find out what your connection is to your father. Mankind can say anything. We all educated, we all smart, we all this, we all that. We could say anything. But by the end of the day, everything scroll back down to you and him. Your spiritual warfare have to be with you and him. It can't be with you and mankind. It gotta be with you and him. Everybody have a spiritual warfare and it gotta be with you and him. You gotta go to him and share your warfare, what you're going through, your pain, your illness, your whatever you're going through, and you gotta talk to him. You got to talk to him. I tell you, when I can tell my story, I will tell you guys. I remember even sooner or later I can tell some stuff. Sooner or later. You know, let's leave even sooner or later. What I mean? One day we'll be able to share. And tell you gotta put God first. You put him first, he warned you ahead of time what's ahead of you. You put him last, the same way he put you last. You put him first, he put you first. He's a good man. But the songwriter say he's a good God. Yes, he is. I was listening to somebody platform today and they were singing a song that I grew up on as a child. And I'm like, wow, that does bring back so much memories. And there is this sign that they say, believe kill and believe cure. Anybody remember that when we used to get newspaper back then? You look a section in there said believe kill and believe cure. You see, you just gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. You just gotta be careful. He's an on time God. Yes, he is. Yes, 100%. Very much on time. He don't come when we want him, but trust me, he right there. He taking note and he's paying attention. Yeah, he just wants us as his soldiers to do what is required of us to do. You see how he can cry a little baby and then he put the little baby to sleep. Eh? Ain't he good? Tell me that he not good. Make you conceive. I have a baby in your womb for 9 months, stretching out all your organs, shift them to once. All the organs readjusted or when you're pregnant. Just think about how God good is. For you to create another life while you're walking. Plus when you're pregnant, it's a life and death situation. He's a good God. Yes, 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 Cynthia, yes. He knows your heart and you have a beautiful heart. Thank you. He know all of us, you know. We have to lean not unto our own understanding. Because even recently when I shared that news with you guys, you know, when I was leaning on my own understanding, I had to start pray to him and I'm like, what am I doing? I can't just be leaning on my own understanding. I gotta lean on his understanding. And as soon as I start doing that, what did he do for me? He let all those doors that I was trying to attempt to reach out to from day one, that was seem locked, dead end, impossible, possible. He made them possible. He made me hear all the things that I needed to hear, which was the things that I was waiting on. And all those people he let talk to me were so sweet, so nice, so just everything in one. It's just like a refreshment. You're on a hot day, you get some refreshment, and it's like, okay, rest assured, everything will be okay. It's not 100% out of the woods, but at least you're on your way there. You're on the verge. You know? Sometimes we gotta soar like Christopher Columbus. When he soared to say he discovered this and he discovered that, sometimes we gotta discover our own strength. And when I mean strength, I'm not talking your weakness and your strength in terms of what you can do and what you cannot do. In him. Because we already know what our weakness is. When we hear but, that is it. You say, I enjoy listening to your platform. Your story could be my story. Yes. We just have to know what is it. It's like we're watching YouTube and we're saying the algorithm. We are an algorithm on this planet. We all are algorithms. We might look at life differently, but trust me, we all algorithms. Because if we're not doing the right thing that we're supposed to do, yes, we algorithm gonna be off. It's like they say your rhythm is off. You dance into music and you like me. I dance to the music and the music is way ahead, or I gone ahead of the music, either or I can't even shift to make the music feel entertaining. Rhythm off, algorithm off. By algorithm, by rhythm. But once you find it back, then you realize that okay, you know. So you can't let nobody tell you that you can't do this and you can't do that. You whisper and say, yes, I can. You don't want to be rude to anyone, but you can whisper and say, yes, I can. Telling yourself, your inner self that, yes, I can. You don't have to let what your right hand is saying out your left hand say, hello, I heard you. No. Yes, I can. Sometimes you go somewhere and you go for an interview, you realize you don't get the job because the job wasn't for you. Anything is for you, you will get it. What is not for you, you won't get it. You won't get it. And sometimes things put in the way to stop you because he can see ahead of us. We can't. We're just looking right here, but we can't see what's ahead of us. But he can. How many times we haste to get out the house? Rushing. And by the time you rush a few blocks down the road, something happened. You could be in that. But he saved you. I've seen me rushing one day. Where was I going? And I was rushing one day. And I wasn't living in this apartment yet. I was living closer to some stores. And as soon as I get out the house and go, There was a roadblock. I had to detour. There was an accident. These people run up in the building, almost tear down the whole building. And I would be on that same street, that same direction I was going to take. So let me tell you something. He's an anti God. You don't have to come out for people to believe if you believe in God. Your faith in God have nothing to do with mankind. That have something to do with you and He. He know you. He create you. I call him the author. He's the author and the finisher. Yeah, rush into the dumpster, baby. Right in the dumpster. I'm telling you. And I'm telling you, I had to detour that day. Because everywhere was so blocked off. Within that little space of time, I was rushing the kids. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. You know, you become a say, hey, you like a little dog. Hurry up. But guess what? All those hates that I was doing, He's just saved me from all of those troubles. Because who knows what could have happened? Sometimes we're rushing. Somebody rushing you to do something. And only to realize that, yes, you rush them to do stuff, and then guess what? You either miss something that you order, your signature not on there, something not on there. And then that become your hinder. That become your blockage now. That become your way, become the thing that's going to be in between you going ahead. Because that's a blockage now. You might need that signature. You might need that ingredients. But you forget about it. Because you're rushing. You're in haste. You forget your wallet. You forget your purse. You forget your ID. Which you must have on us at all times. And when we go into a stop and you finally, when you leave something, you get pulled over. Woo, 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 pull over, pull over, pull over. And then you pull over. And you have to pray the grace of God that you don't get a ticket for leaving your ID at home. You see that a lot. So I tell people to go ahead because it's something down the road and it's not for me. Yes. You just tell them, go around, booby. They say, go around, booby, go, booby, go. All over here, I'll sit. You know what I mean? You just got to pray for them, oh Lord. Because, you know, when I was growing up as a child, they say common sense is not so common sense. Knowledge is not so knowledge no more either. Because even though we can go to school to learn a whole bunch of stuff, but we're going to have some level of common sense in us. Because all the big words we're going to throw out there that we learn, all the terminologies that we learn. What about the man that only used to the that, the were, and the where, and the was, and the how? What about the man who only can use those words alone? They can't use those big old words. You know, I used to have some people in Jamaica, they say you chatted foolish. They used to have a play in Jamaica with Del Cita. And Del Cita say, all these big old words, you just talk chatting foolish. He used to say how people were so, you know, you hear people start talk and use some level of word because we learn it either in the field in which we study or whatever. You hear they use some word, they're like, you just chat foolish. It is foolish to you because you never heard it before. And you're like, what is that? Yeah, so it's like, so the old people, you're just chatting foolish. But they're not realizing that because you're so advanced now because you know you go to university, you go to college, or even if you don't go to college, you go to a training school, you go to a skill school. So you learn all of these things and they want you also to use some of those things that you have learned. You know? So then you're talking to somebody who have never been, and you're like, okay. Sometimes they want to say that what is that, but they don't reimburse themselves nor you. Because in your mind, you probably think that you're talking to them and they understand everything. You know, so little common sense go a long way. You know, a long way. Sometimes you're using some terms, even when you go into the doctor office, sometimes they use the technical terms for the disease or the sickness or the virus and everything, and you're looking at them like, do you have a common name? Because they're using the big old word and you're like, okay, slow down. You're not saying it out loud to them, you're like saying it in my, okay, slow down. Can you explain or give me the common term? Because you can ask for the common term when you go to doctor. If they, like, or they have, I think, strep throat, and the big old name for that is strep or something under the losis, whatever. That big old long word there, so they just call it strep throat, short. So if when you go to the doctor you don't understand those medical terms, you can say, "Can you give me the common names for these terms?" They will give it to you. If they know them, they will give it to you. Like when we say hypertension, and then you have people who say it's high blood pressure. It's a common term everybody accustomed to. Same thing. Alopecia for bald head. Genetic alopecia, the one you inherit when you learn about cosmetology, and when you do cosmetology, you learn all of these things. Also, same thing. Canities for gray hair, that's a technical term. So when you look and you see all these things, nothing wrong with you ask for the common term, because you know the common term, you just don't know the technical term. Not everybody know the technical term. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes nothing wrong when you hear these big old words flying over here like a helicopter. You're like, hold on, slow down. What is that? So instead of saying what is that, you could say, can you give me the common term for it? Is there are you asked, is there a common term? Some words probably don't, but some do. Or can they break it down to you in a more simpler format? Because everything can break down. The same way we can be diluted over the years, like when we grow old and old and we become diluted and go back to baby stage, just in a different way. So we don't have to be alarm family. We just gotta keep pushing and keep going, okay? The sky is the limit and we gotta aim for it. And if we don't aim for it, somebody will aim for it for us. And they will sure wash you up. We used to have some mango in Jamaica, they call them washouts. They were sweet. Those mangoes were very sweet, but we call them washouts. They're big. Not the Julie mangoes. They call washouts. But they used to have some maggot in them when they get too ripe and sweet. So when you find a good one, man, you walk up in that mango, your whole mouth, because it's so sweet. Especially after a rainy season, you want to go get your mango and come back in the house and you just sit down and you just eat. I don't know how we don't have mango fever. So it's just life. So you just have to understand life, family. The pressure of life will weigh us down if we don't fight. So you gotta remember that too. And no God. He's the biggest book you're gonna have in your universe, your Bible. That's the biggest book, no matter all the book you have around you. That's one of the biggest book you're gonna have with you. Just gotta know him for ourselves. And he's right there through his principles. He's right there through his principles. And then my way of thinking of life will not be your perspective. You can have, we all have similarities, we all have a whole bunch of differences. Because different walks of life, different background, different culture, different this, different that. But that's what made the universe so the universe. All these different things that are coming together, that are combining together to make something out of, the different perspective, the different knowledge, the different understanding, the different viewpoints. Like even when you watch the view, you see everybody on there. They have so many different viewpoints. You have points when they agree, and they have so many points when they disagree, and they have so many points when they're not so sure if they agree or disagree. They just in the middle like neutral. You know what I mean? And that's why you have these different diverse things out here and so because I used to have this man come to our church and he said if he was supposed to be the head of his life, he don't know where he would have been. If he was supposed to take a control of his life, he don't know where he would have been. And that man was a man who's coming off the street and coming into church to find God for himself. It just goes to show that we have to find him for us. It doesn't matter if you were on the street, you were homeless, you have a home, you're about to lose it, you have a car, it's not working, you have your eye not working, your finance down, everything derailing or something, but we still gotta remember that we gotta find him. We gotta find him for ourselves, no matter what that situation is. You know, it's like you were supposed to get this big job, you didn't get the job. Doesn't mean it's the end of the road. It's just another door opening for you because you're thinking now. It's giving you the ability to think, and now you start to say, oh, I was so confident in that interview. How comes I didn't get it? Things that failed you in life is the thing that set you up for the future because they're teaching you to say, all right, you can't be too confident, you can't be too relaxed, you can't be too comfortable, you can't act like you know everything. You just gotta keep going. Sometimes you gotta just go with the flow and just let the wind carry you sometimes. And sometimes you just have to you gotta call on him. Sometimes you gotta whisper. Sometimes somebody talking to you and you're there whispering to your God because he don't want you to share it. He just telling you to just whisper. Whisper. You're praying, you're asking him for direction, you're asking for guidance, you're asking for strength. Whatever I lost, let me gain it back. Triple, triple. There's so many things is out here to defeat us. So many things. They're right there. They ain't going nowhere. They work in line. They ain't going nowhere. It's like parallel lines. They just run like this. They can't touch, but they're there. Like, okay, if she jump off for the positive, okay, I'm over here, baby. Just come on over here. You'll be all right. You're right. You're right where you need to be. You'll be right here. Okay, come on. And if you jump off over here, then you'll have the good things over here. Okay, baby. Okay. Good job. Excellent. So you gotta know everything is like a parallel line. Just pretend life like a parallel line. Problem, solution. Problem, solution. Sometimes there's a blockage within the problem and the solution. How are you gonna get there? Problem will bring solution. No problem, you just go be steady. Eh? So, common sense. Just work up yourself like maths. When maths difficult, yeah, maths make it work, Anybody still gonna do maths? They know. Work you up. Worse if you gotta teach maths. And you realize that the crop of people that you're teaching maths to. Because maths don't only teach at a certain level. I'm just gonna say. I'm just gonna use this. Hey Fabian, how you doing? Bless up, man. Bless up. The crop of people you're gonna teach maths to. You have to constantly run in your brain. Because yes, you have this crop of people who understand. All they need is for you to just open your mouth and spit it out and they get it. Then you have this set of people here who half understand. They understand you when you're talking. And then when you have this set of people over here, okay, go ahead and do it now. Do number 2 for you, for me. And you say, okay. Your head drop. Doesn't mean they can't do, but everybody is not good with the pen and paper. When I mean not good, you have people who can talk things till thy kingdom come. But then, when it comes to put it on paper, different scenario. You have people right now who are very brilliant, but they can't sit an exam for no love, nor money. They have phobia, anxiety, all these things. Doesn't mean that they're not smart. Bless up, man. Bless up, man. Bless up. So, we have to figure out the things in life. They ain't gonna come overnight. They're there. We gotta figure them out. We gotta figure them out.
You didn't answer my question.
Life is not a one-way street. We're looking at life and we think it's one-way street, but it's not one-way street, people. It's not. And how you know it's not one-way street? Wait till you work up about something. You see, you have so many different angles you're trying to go to. Okay, I need to go over there. I need to go over there. I need to go that way. I need to go this way. No, 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 no. At this point, you're confused because you have too many directions. It's like you have too many people in your ears telling you, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. Okay, which one is going to tell you exactly what you need to do? So at this time, they don't help confuse you.
Once you process out, I don't have a choice.
You ever see those four-way stop? Anytime you reach at a four-way stop, just start to look.
Can you do that? I don't know.
Just stop right there and just, if there's nobody coming, and stop right there and look at all the direction you can go.
You're in a bad situation.
Okay, you could take this direction, it take you back up the street, or you could go make a left and it carry you back down this side. You could go this way. You would take the direction. You could go back left. You could go right. Either way, either direction. So at this point, when you're at a four-way stop, it's like, okay, I know if I take this one, it will get me home quicker. But if I go through here, it might take me another 10 minutes. If I go here, it might take me 30 minutes. And if I go here, I want to avoid the freeway. That's so like me. So even when you're at the light, you get time to think because by the time the light they're about to change. Notice sometimes you see the drivers ahead of you, you have to blow them. They either listen to their music, their mind is far, probably thinking about the next bill or thinking about something they're not supposed to be thinking of, or they're thinking about what is gonna happen. They don't know how they're gonna survive in paying the bills, paying the rent, paying the car note, paying the insurance, paying the mortgage. They're just thinking about so much and they're at the stoplight and they just get that little moment to think by themselves. They're not in the house where you hear all the kids, yeah, 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 daddy, 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 mama, mama, mama. You don't hear all those singing. You don't hear all those extra choruses. Can you by yourself,
Professionals administering Librela who are pregnant, trying to conceive, or breastfeeding should take
just like they tell you, if you want to have a baby kept quiet while they're crying, sometimes just drive them out, take them for a drive, put them in the back seat, put them in their proper gear, and gear them up, and they go. You don't remember the baby was crying so loud. He was crying louder than the music playing. Because you know what he want. A baby know exactly what he want. Baby tired of sitting in the house. Baby say, let's go. What can I do for them to take me out? Scream. They give me a bath. Okay. That's not what I want. Scream. Okay. Let me take him out for some ice creams. They give me something, scream. You gonna scream until you get what they want. As soon as you get what they want, you go close up. And we wonder why. These things, like when we talk about non-communicate, what they call it, non-verbal cues or communication. The ways you communicate and you just communicate silently. You know, look at a pregnant mother. Never eat burger in your life, but you want burger. Make that man go get the wrong thing. Make he come back with a salad. Scream. Head gone. Mama, can I sleep over your house tonight? Cause hey, princess, yes, my blessings. Something gone. Can you bring the wrong thing? Baby about to be mark up real bad. If you scratch and you're pregnant. Once you scratch, if you didn't get what you want, you mark the baby. Whatever it was that you wanted, you mark on the baby. Piece of liver, okay, piece of liver spot go be on the baby. Wherever you scratch. So it's just so funny how we communicate and how that poor little baby communicate. You say, can I come to your house? You wanna come to my house? I live all the way in Michigan. I wish I have a house. I wish I have a house. But one of these in the future, my plans will be in the making. So one day you will be able to come and get in, live in one of those houses. But I live all the way in Michigan. So you're gonna have to live from where you are in the house right now. From wherever you are. From wherever you are. All right. So we pray and hope that we will live to see the strength of the laborers and the fruit that we're gonna plant. We can live to see them. But it's just so funny. A baby communicate from in the mother's womb, telling mama what he or she wants. Just to think of it. Hey, I want burger. Get it now. Okay, one burger. I don't want that. Choicey. Oh, you're in Miami. Oh, okay. Well, oh, how far is Miami from here? You know, my sense of direction is just looking at the camera. I gotta go look at my map. But it's just so funny and hilarious. But we'll get there, family. You don't give up. Just come, look at common sense. You know. Sometimes you're working, and sometimes the way you learn something is not even hit. You get in another idea. Say, hey, you understand what you're supposed to do. Now do it your own way. And you will arrive at your destination. You know? Because even when you look at maths, some things in maths, the order of operation doesn't matter. Not everything in maths, but some part in maths. I think it's called the distribution properties. So we're talking about the properties. It doesn't matter. You're going to arrive there same way. And that's like what I'm teaching my son now. Oh, 1,300 miles. Oh, wow. Wow. And I can get there by running. Which is the easiest transportation. No accident. Just fall on the side of the street and sleep and then get up and go. Oh my God, I'm telling you. I wish life was not that serious or taken so serious. I'll be like a bird flying all over the place free of charge. Especially now. Now I want the wings. Now I need my bird wings. Birds, where are you? Can you give me your wings for tomorrow? We go in Miami. Is the weather good in Miami? No snow. We have no snow in Miami.
Who'd you get that from? No one. Lieutenant Armstrong? She nominated with another detective? I had no idea we were exclusive.
Okay, we got too much, but everything looks so good.
Perfect timing. Henry, Abigail, this is Nyla Harper, my training officer. Nyla Harper, and here's my son. And I know what you're thinking, far too young to have 24.
Nope. Nice to meet you both. Let's get to work.
Right. That's all you. See you guys tomorrow.
So you got a place to start, or are we moving forward?
Oh, I got a list.
But don't give up in life, family. Look at common sense sometimes. The things are around us. Yes, right into the dumpster.
No, good for them.
Use up our common senses. Yeah, the light before the light change. It's a great mind to just take a deep breath. It's a reminder right there for you. If you like it, you. It's a great reminder to just stop, breathe, and think about what you need to think about. If you don't come up with a solution right at that light, then you have so many other lights. When you stop again, you find a solution because now you have the problem, so you need to solve it. Because if you not solve it, it's gonna still be up in your head working up like maths. You have a maths problem, you can't figure it out. So we still have it in our head going on, having driving us roots. You know, some roots like people who go into planting now they're trying to weed up some of the weed and it's so hard they have to have extra things to dig it up. Dig out the roots so it don't come back.
I don't know what that means. Do you want me to bribe you?
No, that's not. Okay, how do I need someone with their ear to the street.
You're gonna be his snitch.
I can't believe I'm using AI to do work. Literally AI.
Tie it to an unknown suspect. If you screw us, we will suddenly know who the suspect is, get a warrant, and come arrest you.
AI template.
We're looking for leads on
Or you
serious
can use AI to help you.
teenagers trying to buy alcohol.
But we have to figure out life, family. We gotta figure it out. Figuring out not gonna take a whole episode. You're just gonna take look of common sense. Little time, sometime away from yourself. My son said I want to teleport, so sometimes we gotta go somewhere, go in a corner, go teleport into a corner or somewhere,
I'm on my way home now, Mom.
Go for a drive or park somewhere.
But there's no milk because I'm lactose
Park somewhere and just go to the beach, go for a walk.
intolerant.
In your garden, if you do gardening, while you're in your garden, you'll be thinking about something. Something will come to your mind, trust me.
Olivia showed up at
You're out here and like summer coming up, everybody want to go on a vacation or vocation or how they put it. And now with everything going on, you have to say, okay, which is more important, to stay at my local where I live and just enjoy what is there, or to travel outside, rack up more spending, or just to just stay at home and just bring the fun home this year. So many things, and then some people are just like, what? It's one life, just live. What happened, happened. Don't happen, just bye. It's life. Because it's like we have everybody, we're not gonna have on the same accord. We ain't gonna think the same or anything. We gonna have some similarities. We got a whole lot of difference. And that is how our perspective gonna be looking different. We're gonna have some dots, like a shape. We're gonna have some points, but we sure gonna have different faces. Yeah? We're gonna either be a parallelogram, a trapezoid, a square. Sometimes, the squares are equal. So sometimes we can be a square, and sometimes we can be a rectangle. Two long sides, two short sides. Or sometimes we could be a triangle. Sometimes we could be open and closed shapes. I mean, when they close, I mean, okay, it's good. You connect the dots. But when they open, that means we still have room, like room for improvement.
It can't support those claims. Choose Nariva Plus, which supports 6 brain health.
So until you have the shoes, and you buy the shoes, they say, why is the shoe squeezing me? It's my size.
Switch to Nariva.
But you forgot your nails was longer than the shoes.
Moderate to severe ulcerative
Now you got to top and buff down the nail. So your foot can able to work in your shoes. So you don't have to feel like you borrow the shoes, or you don't have to feel like, oh, you buy the wrong size, or
experience
because your feet surely don't grow at a certain age. It's finished growing. If we're adult, you see what I'm saying? If we're an adult, if we're a kid, then we foot not finish growing until a certain age.
may occur.
Then they stop growing.
Check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine.
I was in
Healing is possible.
high school and they were teaching us about continuity
For Crohn's disease.
and discontinuity.
Tremfya.
Gaza, Mr. Gaza, how are you? How are you doing? Bless up, man. Bless up. And they were talking about discontinuity is like a tree you see growing and then it don't grow no further. And then you have this tree. We just grow, grow, grow. We just tall. What was the name of the tree? He had a name. And I think at the time the teacher was asking us which one we want to be discontinued or we want to be continued. So one was called a continuity and one is called discontinuity, something like that. So we have to figure out what we want in life. And what we want in life is not going to come from everything that is around us. Sometimes it's just looking around you. It's not going to come from me. It's not going to come from him. It's not going to come from her. It's going to come from you. Just sometimes all you need is just to sit down, relax, and just breathe. And sometimes that's all we need, a little reminder to clear our lungs. Clear the blockage. It's like people who have asthma can relate, with asthma. And sometimes you struggle to breathe. Yes, I have asthma, so you struggle to breathe. Not anymore for me. Unless if it's bad weather and I get real sick. And you just struggle to breathe. You're in a place where you can't breathe. You need your pump. You don't got the pump. If you have it real bad, anything can happen. You just going to, you know, just the things that we had to go through. When I feel like your air pipe is about to go on, you borrowed it at this time, give it back. You know, and anybody have asthma can relate because I have it. You know, just to see how it just contrast and it compress, you know, contract. But we had to pull through. We had to pull through. Just think about, we look at these things and we say, oh, I can't breathe. But think about the people who have to live with these things. Literally live with these things. So we going out there and we going through stuff. We have our good hands, good food, good hands, good everything. And we can breathe properly. Oh, trust me, somebody else out they can't breathe properly because they have asthma. And some asthma is terrible. Clog your windpipe real quick. And once you know air can't pass through, you know how that go. You know? If you don't get help right away. So just look around you. Things is around you to help you. You ever watch some movie where somebody just get a teacup and they're about to make their tea and they're just in the middle of making their tea? I think it was a Will Smith movie I was watching once where he was on this island, I think by himself, when that virus had broken out and he had a dog with him. He was singing Bob Marley's song One Love and stuff. And I think, what was he doing? He was about to prepare something or whatever. I don't think either the cop make a noise or something, and then that was the beginning of his. He had to go out there and fight and stuff like that, because he know he had to because people were depending on that anecdote that he needed. It was a very good movie too. I don't remember the name of it, but it's just the things we see around us. Sometimes you're watching your favorite movie, you're watching your favorite show, you're watching your favorite YouTuber, you're watching your favorite, even if you're not watching your favorite, but you just happen that you're scrolling and you come across somebody, something go resonate with you while you stop. And sometimes it's not even nothing resonate, it's just that they just silent, not doing nothing. Sometimes people just be literally just looking. And that give you a reason to stop and think yourself. I see somebody on the internet, they buy the games, like the scratch off tickets, and they would just be there scratching ticket. They just be there scratching to see if they win or so. And it's just so soothing. It might not soothing to everybody, but it's just soothing depending on what you're looking for. You know, what are you looking for? How is your mood that day? Do you need to take it down to room temperature? You know, do you need to just calm your nerves? Do you need to just relax? Do you need to just listen to some music? You know, what do you need to listen to? What do you need to hear? You know, do you just need to just hear somebody talk rubbish just to get your mind off a lot that you going through? Because sometimes it's not necessarily that you need people validation. It's just that you need to clear your head. And clearing your head is to just the things that are going on in there sometimes. It's just to just shuffle your brain up a little bit. It's like you hear a music and you're like, it's so loud, you just drive, it's like somebody drive by with a loud music and it just connect the thought process you were having, just fly out quick. You know, like, okay. It's like you're talking and something and you're like, I don't even remember where I was. Because now this thing come in your head because that thought process need to be flushed out. You know, especially if it's not something that you wanted and you were trying to fight it. Well, guess what? God will put things in our way to flush things out of what we're going through, to snap us out of what we're going through. We just gotta fight, believe in Him, believe in ourselves. The world will tell us anything, but you gotta fight for yourself. But Marley said, fighting for survival. Oi, yo, yo. See the people them are run up and down. You know, even though it's in Creole and English and all these things, but at the same time, it's what resonates.
What happened to that young man I met at graduation? So full of confidence.
A lifetime of expectations.
We can do it, family. We can do it. We can do it. We just need to drive. However that drive be like a little baby. He know what he want. You know. You see all these little babies. Sometimes they know they don't have the money to buy what they want, but they say, "Mommy, can I get this?" You say no. They throw a tantrum, especially if they're bigger. They whine on the ground. They do everything until you could figure out what can I do to calm this poor boy down. You know, even today I was on the road and the boy was acting up. He went into the store. He grabbed one of the snacks. He run back out, the little one. Then he came and I took it from him and put it back in the store. He went on the floor and he went on the floor. And then at this point, I don't know if it's God calm my nerves because I don't like my kids go out in public and act up. I don't. Because they don't act up at house like that because I check them quick. You know, I have a checklist checker. Yeah. Check them out quick and fast. But then when they're in public, they think that they're obligated to. They ain't gonna say no. Yes, my mouth is still large. And I just heard a calm voice like, just ask him, what is the color of the flowers outside? I don't know how that come to my mind. And that little boy was literally there saying, "Oh, it's green." I said, "What is the color of the tree? Do you see anything else? Tell me everything you see out there." I don't know how that come to my mind. Because at first my mind was not getting there. My mind was getting the other way. Whoop, 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 gong style. Eh? But just to see how the Lord can just change your thought process and make it into something more peaceful and calm. And that boy was able, even though he was carry on, and I just said, "Tell me what's the color of the leaves you see outside? What's the color of the tree?" And he was able to talk, and then I turned back the camera on and I said, "Look inside here and tell me, can you name the colors? Can you tell me the synapse you see inside there?" And I was literally shocked to know that this baby go from having a tantrum to now interacting and telling me what he see. And then he say, "I see Doritos, I see noodles." And I'm like, "Okay, I see snacks, I see chips." He said, "I see chips." I said, "Tell me all you see." I don't know how that came to my mind that quick. But it just goes to show when you're out in situation that the Lord realize you're not handling so well, He will direct you. He's your steering wheel, He's your driver. He's your author, He's your finisher. He will direct you, baby. He will direct you. Because my mind was not thinking none of that. I don't know how that come to my mind. That video I did today when I took them to the doctor. There's a party night. I don't know how that come to my mind. Cause before I'm like, boy. But it just goes to show how He understands us. He see what we're going through. He know what we can tolerate from what we cannot tolerate. And he will ease us out of our misery. So that's good. You know, because at first I was about to be worked up. But he direct my mind and that one I was thankful for that, you know. Because it was just me and the kids out there and you know, sometimes as single parent, sometimes you get out the house and your kids them out there. All you wanna do sometimes is run, booby, run. Don't stop. Freedom, turpy time, me time. But then that's not the case out there because you have to still make sure, you know, you're alert. Because anything can happen. Anything. And that's the problem, you know. Anything can happen. But such is life, you know. That's the greatest part of life. Such is life. So, what was this one they asking me about? Okay. Let me look at the computer. As I say, he finished his work already. I'm just reading, and then this AI work here he gotta do. But this is already done, graded already. He's putting in these words. He already did it in his book. Computer.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's that criminals are always right.
Criminals are always late. These show make me laugh. But family ain't gonna stay long with you guys. I just want you to know whatever we're going through, He will fix it. Look around. Everything is there to fix our problem. Sometimes we can't get to it right now because it need a little bit more technical things, and then sometimes it's just common sense.
None of your business. Are we clear?
Common sense not gonna be for everything, but we have to strike a balance. Common sense, knowledge, understanding the word of God for yourself. Pray to Him sometime in silence. Sometimes you plead the blood of Jesus out aloud, and another time you know, it's like you hit the high note, and the next time you don't say softly and tenderly, Jesus is calling. So such is life. Even the songwriter sing about it. So it just goes to tell you, he can say softly and tenderly, Jesus is calling. Why can't we go to Jesus softly and tenderly too? Why can't we whisper to him so he whisper softly? And the songwriter says softly and tenderly. And they get some of these verses that are so out of the Bible. Out of the Bible.
Totally. The answer is 0.
You have this song, Creating Me a Clean Heart. Psalms, I think Psalms 51 verse 10. We have you out there, so. They have another one, Hear My Cry, O Lord. That is in Psalms as well. That's Psalms, how much? I forgot Psalms, how much that one was. Hear my cry, O Lord, attend unto my. So there is so many things out there. Sometimes you hear these songs and you start reading the Bible, you will find them in there. You'll find a verse up in there. You find a line up in there. Sometimes you find maybe verse 1 to 4, or verse 1 to 3, or so, that they have in a line of this song. Except the Lord be let the watchman watch all of these things.
Nolan, heads up.
The eyes of the Lord are in every place, behold the evil and the good. Nothing new. It just surfacing back again. Nothing is new in this world. It just resurfacing or showing up itself more. So we just have to fight, baby. We have to fight through sickness. We have to fight through life. We have to fight through fight for everything. Sometimes we fight for even our own children. 9 months, so you gotta fight for them same way. Sometimes it's relationship breaking up and you gotta fight for the equation. Yeah, that's the equation, because the kids is in the middle. That's the equation. Yeah, so you're looking at math same way equation. Math. Trying to solve it.
Who's that?
What's the probability? What's the possibility? Math. And you're like, wow. What is the cause and effect? English. Yeah. You call somebody, hey, what is the likelihood of him getting the child and me not getting the child? Maths. English. Me. Maths and English. Don't think we need it, but we do need it. Just don't need it to be advanced. You don't have to need maths to be advanced to use maths. We use it every day. What is the probability? Maths. On a scale of 1 to 10. What is the ratio? What is the likelihood? Which angle is he coming from? Is he coming from the east? Is he coming from the west? What distance? How long? I need to hurry up and leave. Do you know which side he gonna come from? Do you know where he live? So many things. Maths involved. Can't get rid of him. But yet we wonder. Yet we wonder, family. Running from something. I don't like maths. Oh yes, you like maths. What is the probability? I don't like English. What is the cause and effect? What is your recommendation? What is your finding? Like, we use these things every day, but we don't like them because we're doing the basics, so it's okay, It's not rubbing us so hard when you're doing the basic. But then when you're like, trigonometry, what is the trigger? Do you start to sing that song, who's watching me, you know that song, who's watching me, you can finish the rest. Trigonometry. I'm telling you. So it's so funny. It's so funny, but it's life. It is what it is. It's a John 14, verse 27. It says, let your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Exactly, exactly. So we just have to keep going on, man. I'm telling you. Just the things we can look at, and even though we smile at them, but it's just that it's so much in our face. And like, what? Oh, yes, it is maths and English. They call it me. Maths and English. But we can pull through, family. You have life, you wake up and you see the next day is another day to stretch and say, thank you, Lord. And call it. This song said, I know you could cause your worries on me. I know you could cause your worries on me. There was a song. I remember the whole of the song. That's okay. That's all right. We worry about spell check. Thanks to Google. Thanks to everything that can help us. We ain't worried about that. Gone were the days you worried about spell check. But it just goes to show how much we can learn from just the things around us. And even if you do gardening and stuff, you water in your plant, you're out there. Sometimes you see somebody talking, you're like, hey, what you talking about, ma? You okay? Yes, I'm okay. Man, that man was fun. They don't want you up in their business. They're like, boy, mind your business. Mommy's out here watering the plant. I'm just thinking about something. What is it, ma? You okay? Yes, I'm okay. Leave me alone. Mama probably thinking about a bill that he have to tell his son or daughter. Okay, don't want to burden on your children or or stress anybody out, and you just out there thinking about how can you fix it. Probably sell your car or sell the cow, sell the goat, whatever you have, sell your jewelry, pawn it. You know what I mean? It just goes to show when we have so much in our mind. But if we just look to him, he will fix it. The songwriter said, look to him by faith. By faith. We got to look to him. Once we look to him by faith, then he know the places to send us. We just got to look to him. Because it's rough out here, but he know where to send us. We got to be a survivor. We got to be strong. We got to be powerful. And as I said, sometimes you go there and you hear the word, oh, you can't do this. You're not good. Whisper, yes, I can. When somebody tell you you can't, you tell them, yes, I can. You're not going to be rude to them. You have a straight face, same way. But deep down inside, you first thing you do, you beat them to processing negativity into your thought. Yes, I can. Quick, as soon as they open them up before you digest that thing that they go say to you, you say, yes, I can. Can you lift 50 pounds? And you say yes, they say no. Quickly say yes, I can. You whisper it to yourself. You don't want to be rude to anybody, but you quickly whisper it to yourself. They said what your right hand know, your left hand don't have to know. So you whisper it. Yes, I can. And once they give you the job, you hear you in your head. Now I just want to prove you wrong, because you're the one gonna be embarrassed, not me. They gonna come back to you, probably pat you on the shoulder. They don't have to say nothing to you, but just by patting you on the shoulder is confirmation that they had misjudged you. They miscalculated you. They misrepresent you. They look at you and they thought that, oh, you're so tiny, or oh, you're so big, or oh, you're so in between. How you gonna manage? How you gonna manage to move around? How you gonna manage to move? Give me the job and I'll show you what I can do. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people look at you overall and they just have a big estimate of you, and all that was wrong or halfway wrong. You know what I mean? Just have a big old estimate of you, and half of it was wrong checklist. It's like you need the material to get the job done. What all do I need? And then they go buy the wrong things and only to realize it's somebody else's material. somebody else checklist they have go buy your material. Take your money. Then now they have to find it back out their pocket to go buy the rightful material. So you see how life is.
Can't believe you did that.
Okay, he did it to
I
protect
don't
you.
need protecting. Especially
It's like somebody fire you and they fire you wrongfully, then they want to call you back. This time God put you in another job. You ain't gonna come back. If you do come back, your pay must be
An
better.
ex-boyfriend posted some videos on the
So such is life. It's
after
life,
his
family.
number
Common sense. Work with
personal
everything
videos
else.
of us
You know, sometimes just to
together.
stop and think about, oh, your girl chat too much.
We did it
I
together,
don't want to
and
go that far.
and
Family, anyway, your girl chat so much.
he took something from me I'll never get back.
No, sir. She need her own talk show and soon. Soon, people. Let's put it in the universe. But anyway, family, I want you guys to walk good. Because your girl don't know when to shut up. So let me go shut up. Finish this thing here and then download it on his computer and that's it. So people walk good for the night and let God control you. Mankind, they can shift their mind, they can change their mind. We can change our mind anytime. We could wake up tomorrow morning and say, what did you say? Who are you talking to? What did I say? I did not say nothing. But when you pray to God,
I'm sorry, my feel.
He gonna give you a mind that you will always remember what you say. But once you can't remember that, you just because our mouth is very powerful with words. But by the end of the day, how powerful is it when we miss God out of what we're doing? You put God first in anything we're doing, and trust me, He will always come through. Always. But we gotta be patient. Okay? He don't come when we just put the words in.
But that's behind us now.
He don't work with all that sweet talk. He come on his time. That sweet talk is only for human being. That sweet talk don't work with God. It don't. It don't work with him. So we have to come good and we have to come correct and we have to come clean and we have to come professional with him. When we're talking to him. So whatever you're going through, family, and you're alive and well, you're going through hell, you're going through sickness, you're going through pain, you're going through arthritis, you're going through everything. Everything you're going through. Something, whatever we're going through, we can look to him and he can fix us. But it starts with us as an individual. Because when he starts with us, he will send us where we need to go. He will start to lead us in the right direction. But when we lean onto our own understanding, it's going to take a little longer. But when we shift our perspective and put him first, then you realize everything that was blocked is cleared. And now the journey to healing, to recovery, start to look better, start to look different. But we have to look to him because his spirit lives with us, But knowing him for yourself is going to make everything around us greater. Because then when everything comes at us, whether the good or the bad, doesn't matter the angles it's coming from, maths. Because we know for ourselves, we will be able to decipher the things that is not for us, so we can able to sort through them. We learn sorting again, sorting. So we can sort through them. Same way we tell children, you need to sort. We need to sort through. Yeah. Spring coming, we're trying to sort. Okay, the clothes we're not gonna wear for spring. We're gonna put up the winter coats and everything pretty soon. Those big old jackets. Yeah, we're gonna cover them. We're gonna put them away for a while. We need to sort through. We need to sort through our life too. We locked away for so long. We need to sort through. And sometimes all you need is one word you need to just work on with your Lord for that day, and you will get him. You get him. He will talk to you. But we just gotta know what we asking him. Okay, he's not a man of confusion. So we just gotta know what we asking him. We gotta have our goals ready. We gotta have our dreams ready. Okay, he already know. He just wants us to come to him. Like I told my son, I said, I sit here with you, helping you with your work. I don't want to tell you everything. I want you to ask me, Mommy, I stuck right here. I don't understand this word. I don't know this word. Can you help me? But as I said, chatterbox ain't go chat no more because you chat too much. But you know, when your mouth is filled with praise, and I call it prayer, that means he giving you the knowledge to speak. Speak. Because when you can't speak, you won't be a woo, woo. You can't do that no more. You see what I mean? So, but anyway, family, whatever we're going through, he will fix it. We go to him and he will fix it. He will. Through our cries, through our silence, through our tears, through our journaling, whatever we're doing that is constructive and is good. And he know we are already over the dark side and we want to get over here. He know. He waiting on us though. So make him right for yourself. And then everything around us will come into play, fall into play. Right where we need it. Right where he needed it. Until then, people, walk good. Get some common sense. Get up everything you see around you. Your book, your pencil, whatever it is. The objects around us can teach us. Just start look deep into them. Not to the point to go crazy. But until then, Chatterbox is out. We say peace. To God be the glory. Great things he has done. Bye bye. Walk good. Good night.